further to that, we are branding Danish design national and internationally. And that I will come back to as well. We've been through a little bit of a journey in the Danish Design Center. Some years ago, everybody, and including the Danish enterprises, was considering design as being art. They were not aware of why they should use design. It's not more than 5, 6, 7 years ago, Danish enterprises would consider design as being just something arty thing, which they couldn't use for anything in their production. But that changed a lot, and most of all Danish companies today are not talking about why design, but how design. So it's common knowledge in Denmark that it's very important to work with design on a strategy level when it comes to increase your competitiveness abilities. Of course, Danish designers we have a lot of stakeholders. Those stakeholders involves organizations like Danish Design Association, Danish designers, of course, or to say the seller side of design, but also, of course, the government is an important stakeholder, the local region is a stakeholder, trade organizations are stakeholders, and the Danish design schools, of course, are important stakeholders. Let me give you a little overview over our focus areas. When it comes to talking about design to Danish companies, giving them advice, all those activities is anchored in our design and innovation department. And next to that, we have our business development department. We have our branding department, our commercial activities, and index. I will come back to all the different activities in a moment. Index is a 100% owned subsidiary to the Danish Design Center. Maybe I should inform you about our financial structure as well. Approximately 50% of our turnover is generated through public contracts. When we are in a dialogue with Danish enterprises, giving Danish enterprises advice how they can use design and where these enterprises have an unreleased potential when it comes to design, those activities is paid by the Danish government. I don't know how it works here, but it's compared to other countries quite unusual that we, from the official side of Denmark, are investing a huge amount of money giving advice to commercial-driven enterprises. The other 50% of our turnover is generated through our commercial activities. And as I mentioned, those commercial activities involve everything from driving a professional conference center. We host something like 300 arrangements a year. The catering, supporting those conference facilities, entrance fees, our shop, we're publishing design books and activities like that. And all in all, we have a turnover on approximately, I would say, 15 million euro a year, plus our turnover in the index activities, which is, as I mentioned, 100% subsidiary to the Danish Design Center. And how do we meet our customers when it comes to our design and innovation activities? Well, that is everything from lectures to individual company meetings, workshops, our exhibitions, which is also demonstration programs how to use design, through knowledge sharing and through cases. When we are in a dialogue with our customers or the Danish production companies, enterprises, we very often meet those or get an introduction to those companies through our lectures and workshops And after that, we very often go from that to one-to-one meetings, meaning that when we work with Danish enterprises, we offer them a very close relationship over half a year, where we are trying to identify where they have an unreleased design potential. We're working with the companies on a strategy level and on an action plan level, and trying to make them as good as possible as design buyers, to make sure that they have the right approach how to work with design, because if not, they will end up not being able to give the design companies an exact design brief or how to work in details with the design process. We also meet our customers through our web page called DDC DK. I would think that you should all have a look, of course. We also meet our customers through our design exhibitions. Earlier we were a bit confused how we should approach our exhibitions. Some of them were a bit in the art end of design, and some of them were very industrial driven design exhibitions. But now we ended up being more strategy focused, making sure that there's collaboration between all our activities, making sure that those companies which we are advising in how to use the design also can get a good experience going through our exhibitions. For example, our current exhibition called 10 Plus Design Forecast have 3 different areas to go through. One of the areas is a zone which is talking about the preconditions for when you can talk about good design. The other area of the exhibition is about the design process, where the guests or the companies going through the exhibition can watch and see, learn how other companies have had some challenges, which process they've been through, and what came out of that result, and how they approached that design process they've been through.